January 12th, 1966. The Cold War and space race between the USA and USSR are raging on, whilst another war in Vietnam rages on as well. But it's also a day where a cultural television phenomenon took place, as Batman aired on ABC and launched the character into pop culture like it had never been before. With this year being the 57th anniversary of not only the 1966 Batman TV series, but also its film companion, I've decided to talk about my favorite Batman. Some people may hate this version of Batman for its camp and light tone, but to me, it's actually my favorite. And so today, I'll mostly be talking about and referring to the 1966 film, which is one of my early inspirations to become a filmmaker. Now, this isn't to say I dislike any of the other Batman films or, well, Batman in general, but this film has the largest nostalgia factor for me out of all of them, so without further ado, Larry, roll the tape. Larry!
Oh shit. Fuck. Sorry, boss. Here we go.
Number 1. Adam West is Batman. Simply put, when I think of Batman, I just immediately think of Adam West over any of the other great men who have played the hero. Even when Adam West isn't playing Bruce Wayne or Batman, I just can't imagine him as anybody but Batman.
But what about his other acting credits, like in Meet the Robinsons, The Simpsons, Tales from the Crypt, and Family Guy?
Well, Larry, most of those performances outside of Tales from the Crypt were literally fictionalized, satirical versions of himself in his performance as Batman. So like I said, the performances he has done post-Batman just make him the real-life Batman / Bruce Wayne even more to me.
Yeah, whatever you say, you fucking loser.
Anyway, as for his cheesy, campy take on Batman, many people believe it is actually out of character for the character of Batman. But I disagree, especially since in this era of the comics, Batman was a much more toned-down character and was a more campy, cheesy take on the character. I like to look at all the Batman actors and the eras they appeared in as the character, and while Adam West perfectly captured that era's version of Batman perfectly, but Adam West's performance isn't the only reason why this Batman is my favorite. Number 2. The camp makes this Batman better. Some of you may or may not know, but I am a massive fan of not only B-movies, but the typical schlocky, campy films as well that came out around in this era.
Are you trying to say that a 20th Century Fox film based off an ABC television show should be equivalent to a B-movie?
While, to be fair, the budget was kind of low, even for the 60s, with the film barely costing more than $1 million to produce. So honestly, I'm not shocked at all that a film with that low of a budget was on this level of camp.
Yeah. Keep fucking talking.
Anyway, as many of you may know, this era was very well known for its schlocky, campy, almost parody-like takes on films with all types of budgets. So combine that with Batman, one of my favorite characters in pop culture, and you would give me one of my favorite films. Simply put, this movie is so campy, it's so good. Things people think are bad about this film, like the rubber exploding shark and the shark repellent bat spray,
the shark repellent bat spray.
to the "some days you just can't get rid of a bomb" scene.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
To the cheesy UN scenes, and even the scene where Batman makes the US Navy Admiral look like a fool is what actually makes the 1966 film great. There are even subtle shots of the US government and international affairs of the time that just make me crack up each time I watch the film. And some of the moments from the show that fit this are the scenes where Batman and Joker are surfing, and when Batman is doing the Batusi. And even with Cesar Romero refusing to shave his mustache, so he ended up wearing the white Joker makeup over it. Some say the camp is what makes Batman 66 bad, but in reality, the camp is what actually makes it so great. Number 3, the many performances. At the end of the day, Batman 66 has great performances all around. Burt Ward maintained his great performances as Robin from the show. Cesar Romero plays a lighter version of the Joker, but he is the ultimate camp Joker, and you have to love his maniacal, hilarious performances as him. Frank Gorshin for me is actually the perfect Riddler. He's maniacal, hilarious, and I just think you have to love his take on the Riddler. Lee Merriweather is definitely the superior Catwoman compared to Julie Newmar and Eartha Kitt. She does a really fantastic job as Catwoman and as Miss Kitka, which would eventually cause the later star-crossed lovers' take on the characters we still have to this day. And probably my favorite character in this film, the Penguin, played by Burgess Meredith. Some of you may know Burgess Meredith from many of his other famous roles like Mickey from the Rocky films, his appearances in The Twilight Zone, and his early career performances like in Of Mice and Men. But let's be real. He's the greatest Penguin ever, and just like every other villain in the film, and most of the show at that, is hilarious and just totally maniacal.
Isn't Burt Ward's performance of Robin the reason why Robin/Nightwing is your favorite character in the DC universe?
How right you are. But thanks for exposing me there a little bit, but it is the truth. If it wasn't for Burt Ward's take on Dick Grayson/Robin, I probably would have never fallen in love with that character as a whole. But let's be real. Burt Ward's career was completely ruined by his Robin performance, and if you've seen him in some of his other B-movie roles later on, you just really feel bad for him more than anything. Burt Ward, if you ever watch this, just know I appreciate you more than you may ever know or think.
Alien Force is his greatest performance since Batman. Don't you agree?
Yeah. No comment on that. Number 4. Conclusion. So yeah, Batman 66 is my all-time favorite Batman. Look, I get it. It's not Michael Keaton's or Christian Bale's darker, more serious takes on the character, but for me, that's okay. I think Batman 66 just shows that ultimately Batman can be a campy character and it works. Also, let's be kind of honest here. A campier take on the character is probably the more realistic one, and that's what makes it all that much better and funnier to me. So yeah, as much as I appreciate almost every other take of the character in live action, for me, nothing can touch the 60s. And if you don't agree with that, cool. It is what it is.
Aren't you forgetting something?
Like what?
Like announcing your holiday streaming series?
Well, yeah. If you liked my takes on this Batman, maybe you'll like it as I play some of the wintertime Arkham games for this holiday season, which I'm hoping to start around December 15th here on this channel. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone, and remember, for more content, we'll be back at the same words time, same words channel.